All right, hi everyone. Hope you guys are really rocking and are excited about your webinar. You made your final live, you either selected to use Zoom or you selected to use Zoom and Stream, right? There's so many little ways that you could have done it. But the follow-up piece is one of the most important. In fact, in the follow-up, after a live broadcast, webinar, masterclass, whatever you want to call it, when you've made an offer, the most important piece is the follow-up. And let me explain what I mean by that. For instance, people have been following you along for the last 21 days. They come to your offer and they like it, but they don't maybe take action. They're not quite sure because maybe they didn't, maybe something happened for them or the offer didn't seem right at the time. So the follow-up is so vitally important. And if you miss the follow-up, you can lose about 20 to 30% more sales than you would have had if you wouldn't have followed up. So we always get a 10% right off the top. Those are the people that love us. We know they're gonna buy. And we get about, typically you can close anywhere from 10 to 30% on a webinar that's extremely warm, right? So some of the numbers are really important to understand when you are running webinars, knowing that in order to have 30% of sales, or if you want to have 50 people show up, you've got to have over 150 people registered. That's the reality. That if you have 150 registered, chances are anywhere from a third or half of them will show up. So you've got to know out front exactly what you're looking at so that you can have an increase of conversions. But that's also the same on the back end. When you make your offer on the front end and you get about 10% buyers right away, you can increase those buyers by 20, 30% just by the follow-up process alone. And that's making sure they've either, get to finish the webinar or they get to see the replay. So this is the process that we use that keeps it very simple, okay? We're gonna keep it super simple from the start because there's a lot more advanced follow-up sequences that you can use especially if you're using an evergreen webinar. That means your email follow-ups have to be on point, right? They're getting the emails, they're getting the testimonials, and they're getting that closing of the cart. But we keep it super simple. So if you are streaming live through Zoom on Facebook, if you're going just live on Facebook, you're going live in a group, this is an incredible way for you to be able to follow up with them in a sequence that's super simple. Now I give you some templates as well that you can utilize, but really keep it super simple. So this is the follow-up process. You've done your live webinar, you've launched it, you made the offer. In fact, you either made the offer that says buy now, right? Where they click and it's time to buy now. Or your offer and your close could have been, if you have more questions, I'm gonna do a strategy session with you first, or fill out an application. You get to choose what's best for your sales process. I've done applications for all of my high ticket stuff, anything over 5 or 25K. I always have an application first for my events, for my coaching programs, because I want to talk to them first. So then I can close them on the phone. You have a much higher rate of closure, especially if you're getting them on the phone. So the follow-up could also mean you brought them on the phone. So you need to get them in your calendar. You need to make sure that you're meeting with them in a timely fashion or you'll lose them. But if you're doing it on a digital side and you're going directly from, let's say, 1,000 or under price point, you do your live, you make the offer. Okay, let's say some buy, maybe none buy. But what do you do then? We've got to increase that buyer's rate by 20 to 30% by actually bringing them over to a replay. Now, the replay, especially if you're using Zoom, Zoom will give you, they'll download the recording, you upload it to YouTube so you have the replay. So you can actually, especially if you're using ClickFunnels, which is what we use, is I just take that YouTube link and I take that YouTube link and I actually pop it on a replay page, okay? And which is actually my order form. So I take this replay and you only open the replay for 4 days. Typically I do the webinars on a Thursday, I close the cart on a Sunday night, and then we begin that next week. So if you have 4 days, you're gonna close the cart. My favorite way of actually sending the replay is actually an order form page. So we'll give you an example down below. And you put that YouTube video on the order form. You actually just pop it right on there, the replay's there, because then the order form and the buy now is just below it. So this helps increase the less click-throughs, all the problems that people might have buying. This helps them go directly into watching the replay again and then actually buying. So this is one of the easiest forms to utilize, and I'll give you our order form template so that you can actually download it into your account as well and edit it yourself. And again, don't forget, if you need help getting these things set up, our team can help you do that. But here, then it goes into now your email. So once you've got the replay, right, the order form's ready, now you're gonna want to email it to that list that was either registered, or if you just went live Zoom and you wanted to make sure you get that out, you can then send it whether you have a list or not, or then repost the replay as well with the order form attached. Let's say in the Facebook group that you posted in, or even in the Facebook thread, you can then provide the link for them to just rewatch the replay and actually buy at that point. But it's really vital that you actually follow up with your email. So if you were having them register through Zoom, Zoom does an automatic replay send out, right? It automatically sends it out. You can actually edit that email and make sure that you add in that replay page for them to watch it. It's a vital piece. And it's a little easy thing to do inside of Zoom. Just go in and edit that replay email. It goes out within 24 hours. And then you have now your order form and your replay on there. Now, certainly if you are having a registration with your funnel, that's exactly how you would do it as well. You use that link that goes directly to the order form so they watch the replay and they can buy right away. And then you do a final live. Now, what I like to do is always do a final live when the cart is closing. That day, you kind of do a recap with your live audience again, and you go through what you covered and what's going to happen next week. So you give them one more final live to join you so that they can then now join you, and then you close the cart. And when we close the cart, we literally need to close the cart. Now, what we end up doing is we always have like a little bit of a gap room. Like we'll start the course and then we'll let everyone know, listen, the cart was closed, but we do have a couple options, a couple openings, and we resend them one last shot. So you get one last shot. A few openings are still there. We'd love to have you reach out to me, or let's get you started. So the follow-up process is extremely vital, but this is a really simple follow-up process for you to work, especially if you're new and you just want to keep it simple. Less technology is better for you, and you want to make it really simple for you. So I'm going to do another one later on when it comes to utilizing our evergreen webinars in a little bit more detailed follow-up process. But hopefully you guys took action, you're super excited, and you're ready to either start your course or you're ready to rinse and repeat this one and keep moving. Look forward to seeing you guys in the inside, and we'll be unstoppable. Cheers.